mineral only at kind of 9 o'clock. That is completely and utterly useless to a Zerg who wants to go into Defilers early. But then again, for a second I thought he was going bio. But then I realized that Iris is meching him, so minerals are more important than gas against mech, for those of you who don't know, like I didn't for a second. And now he was going to take his blue drone to the bottom right and expand with the gas expansion, which oh god, did I just see 2 barracks get planted by Iris? Yes, I did, ladies and gentlemen. And now something is upgrading at the machine shop. I'm assuming it's spider mines. I lost my train of thought. But it probably is spider mines because I don't see any siege tanks. He does have vulture still alive. Iris was using that wraith kind of like a corsair, and now he was playing down his queen's nest. But the corsair wraith hybrid thing is going around. You're gonna try and get some more overlord kills, and that's gotta be really annoying for Hiva. Iris could probably, oh god, lurkers. I don't think Hiva knows that it's kind of a biomech build right now, or majority bio, but he is going lurkers against what he thinks is a mech build anyways. But those mules didn't even come from Hiva, so that was kind of interesting to see. He just saw that there was nothing he can do, and he went into the Hydralisks. And also just because Hydralisks are a lot better against mech than Mulisks. Queen's Nest is there, no Hive is there. Hiva is going to use those 2 lurkers to secure his bottom right expansion. I hope I got the directions right, but Iris put down 3 more barracks. He is going to pull a fast one on Hiva right here. He is going to pull something kind of silly, but it's okay. That Wraith is luring the Scourge away from Hiva's main. That dropship is going to have a clear shot at the main if it feels like it. Right now I'm curious to see if it does feel like it. And Hiva could be in a bit of trouble here with this drop if Iris waits until Hiva's kind of at his front door, failing with an attack or something, or if he just catches the army out of position, it'll be pretty bad for Hiva. But now Iris is going to drop the bottom right, or not? Is he? Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, that was interesting here. As transition straight into SK Terran. Yeah, that was actually for siege tanks, so that way he can go transition straight into this SK Terran build, kind of try and catch him by surprise as much as possible. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Iris had a huge, well, not a huge blunder there, but it could have been a huge blunder if those Scourge were still in the air. He used his science vessel and accidentally dematrixed his siege tank rather than his dropship. So a little bit of a misclick there. Pretty important error there. If you're going to use that spell, you should use it effectively. Scan coming down here, going to try and take down the lurker, but Ling's coming in to defend it. And this drop really not doing too much damage at all. Hive is coming up as well, being researched here. And another stand going down. He should have finished off that lurker. Finish off the lurker. Yeah, he does finish off the lurker, but he loses most of his marine force. This entire thing is getting cleaned up right now. And Hydros are going to be stopping the base at the top left from coming up. But this is a full-flown SK Terran with a lot of tanks. Five tanks. That is a lot of tanks for an SK Terran, especially for the initial push here. We got a couple science vessels in the air as well. We got siege tanks, and they're going to be able to take care of these lurkers pretty easily if Iris decides to micro and move his marines out of his way, so that way these tanks can kind of get in there. And Iris is looking a little bit sloppy here. I like his build a lot. I really do. I really like this one port wraith into fake fake mech build into standard SK10. I think it's a smart build. I think it's a cool build, but his little micro mistakes here and there, just kind of small errors, are kind of a little annoying and a little bit worrisome. And he would try and come in here for a little bit of a push, but just trying to threaten, really, not really going to be able to do much of anything, not really trying, I don't think, to really engage, just trying to bide himself some time, trying to keep Iris at home for as long as he can, and trying to allow him to get his defilers out, because if he can get these defilers out, he'll be able to push this out, but he really needs those defilers, really needs that first swarm, and needs to make sure his first defiler does not get irradiated. If his first defiler gets irradiated, we could be seeing a very, very early exit for Hiva from this MSL, but Hiva might actually be able to get in here from behind, maybe try and do some damage, and no, he's going to withdraw again, just delaying and delaying Iris. I like this play by Hiva, just delaying and delaying Iris as long as he can as he builds up these forces. This is actually very effective play by him, as Iris is reaching the bottom right-hand base, but much earlier or later than you would have expected if he had just charged straight in there as you normally would.
Oh, I forgot I was supposed to be commenting. I was so intent on this game. I just kind of bolted upright when I realized I was supposed to be talking. Just kind of out of shock. But I also really like this build. I think it's extremely sexy by Iris. He got the really early science vessel, so that negated all attempts at a Mulus Cuirass. And the role of the Mulus Cuirass is to keep Terran at home so you can get that Defiler out. So that was very good. Iris could have pushed out a bit earlier, in my opinion, if he wanted to, but he chose not to. And he is bearing down on this bottom right. It will go down. It's just a matter of how long it will take. Those Scourge might get a drop ship. Whoa, I went high. I went high. I mean, my voice went high. You get the point. And all those siege tanks dying. My bad. The Iris' entire force got killed. He's having these tiny little blunders because I'm assuming he hasn't been playing a lot recently in televised matches. He's just kind of screwing up, and that is costing him the game right now. His entire army just got cleaned up. All he has is vultures with spider mines, and that's going to be cute and all, but it's not going to be enough to stand up to Hiva. And Hiva has at least 3 control groups of cracklings right now, and a couple defilers. He is just going to be able to push right into Iris's main. But Iris actually having a lot of M&M right now, a lot more than I expected him to have. Play goes off on some M&M, but he must be macroing like a beast. Jesus, holy jizz monkeys. That's a lot of that. That's a lot of M&M for such a short amount of time.
Well, you know what? If only he had that M&M with his tanks. I think he may have pushed out a little bit early. Should have waited maybe for another round or two of M&M, because normally with SK Terran you need a lot of M&M to support your tanks. He lost 5 tanks there. That's 750 minerals, 500 gas. That's a ton of investment there. That's all go down, and the time it takes to rebuild here. And some lurkers are going to be going down here to spider mines. That's a little bit tragic. Yeah, spider mines are just so ridiculous. Spider mines are so powerful and so cost efficient that is just ridiculous. And once again, Iris is going to push out here just with standard M&M and no tanks this time. It doesn't look like. Going to scout out the base at the top of the map at 12 o'clock with some vultures. Going to be able to stop that. And all the defilers getting irradiated. 3 defilers getting irradiated at the middle of the map. And that is some great play by Iris, able to catch all those. Moving out of the swarms pretty well here. Needs to get his fire bats in front. Fire bats in front. Mr. Iris here. Mr. Pro Gamer, you want your melee units in the front, ranged units in the back. Standard RTS strategy. Come on. And a little bit disappointing once again to see some of these blunders by him, but I think he's going to be okay here in terms of with all these science vessels. He should have the irradiates it takes to really do well here, as long as he is careful. And yeah, he is going to be able to clean this up again, doing a lot of damage to Hiva's army, which is awesome. And those 4 vultures at the 12 o'clock position still doing a ton of damage. I don't know why a few hydras haven't been sent into that position to take them down, and maybe save this hatchery, because if he loses that hatchery and he allows Iris to get a 3rd base up and running, this could be kind of bad for him, as this is a very wide sprawling game right now, as Iris is trying to do as much damage as he can and doing a very, very good job of it. I'm very impressed by his strategy here. If not his micro, then certainly his strategy has just been top-notch so far in this game.
Oh, 3 Hydras getting cleaned up at this 12.